Hello, this is Anna from Simply Contact. We make customer support simple, even in complex, high-risk environments. Let me give you a phrase that might change how you think about automation in your customer service. Bad process plus AI doesn't create a better process. That creates a faster bad process. That's from Daniel Wardell, who leads enterprise CX and operations across EMEA at Alvaria. And it's one of the sharpest things I've heard about what's going wrong in regulated industry right now. Here is the situation. Companies across banking, healthcare, insurance, aviation are racing to automate their customer operations. AI agents, chatbots, automated outbound, and the pitch is always the same: faster, cheaper, more efficient. But here is what's nobody talking about. If the process underneath isn't built for compliance, automation doesn't fix it. It just runs the broken process at scale, and in a regulated environment, that speed becomes a liability. You can automate tasks, you can't automate accountability. So what actually goes wrong? Problem number 1. Organizations treat compliance as a checklist. Most companies audit for compliance after the process is built. They design the customer journey, build the workflows, deploy the technology, and then check whether it meets regulations. That's backwards. Compliance needs to be embedded at the core, not bolted at the end. The organization that gets this right starts with the regulation, map it into the customer journey, and then figure out what goes in the middle. Technology, people, channels, those choices come after the compliance architecture is in place. Problem number 2. Compliance gets confused with good experience. Jerry Angrave, a CX consultant who chairs airport and airline advisory forums, made a point that stuck with me. He said, compliance is your ticket into the game. It's the baseline. But meeting compliance thresholds doesn't mean you are delivering a good experience. He gave a real example. A passenger who needs special assistance at the airport gets wheeled to the holding room with an outdated vending machine. No access to duty-free, no food options, no dignity in the experience. Every compliance box was technically checked. The passenger was assisted within the required time frame, but the experience, that passenger will never fly from that airport again. Compliance tells you what you must do. Customer experience tells you what you should do. The best organization designed for both simultaneously. Problem number 3. Companies are scared to proactively reach out to customers. Daniel shared a personal story. He bought a product, it didn't work. He spent an hour in a queue, got through to an agent who solved the problem in 2 minutes. Then they sent him a survey. He rated it at a 1. The contact center manager called him back confused. The agent was great, the issue was resolved, the call was polite. Why 1? His answer was simple. You asked me to rate the customer experience, not the agent. I did all the work. You had my email, you had my phone number. You reached out after the call to send me a survey. Why didn't you reach me when the product arrived to ask if it worked? That's the gap. Organizations have the tools to be proactive. They have the data, they have the channels, but they are hesitant. Partly because of regulation concerns, partly because they don't know who they can contact, when and how, and so they default to reactive, and the customer does all the heavy lifting. So what's the takeaway? You can't automate your way out of compliance crisis, but you can design your way out of one. The organization that win in regulated industry won't be the ones that automate the most. They'll be the ones that combine the right technology, the right partners, and the right operating model to deliver better outcomes in a compliant way. Start with regulation and compliance, and with customer outcomes. And let those who endpoints guide every decision in between: what to automate, where humans add value, which channels to use, how to measure success. Now, this is a topic we went much deeper on in our podcast. In the latest episode of CX and OPC Roundtable, Daniel Wardell and Jerry Angrave have a very open, very direct conversation about why automation alone can't solve compliance problems, why most organizations are still hesitant to deploy AI properly, and what the right operating model actually looks like. It's one of those conversations where both speakers brings real examples from their work. Link to the full episode is in the description. Subscribe for more content on CX and customer support. See you in the next one.